The Nuka World on Tour DLC is almost here, and there's plenty of unannounced things on the way, such as the Scouts banner or new challenge-based events. Let me show you everything. Hello everyone! Welcome back to another Fallout 76 video. There's a lot of new content arriving soon to the Wasteland in the next few weeks, and some of it is not exactly being announced by Bethesda. I'm talking about new challenge-based events, as well as a new range of buffs. There's even indicators of what Bethesda is planning for early 2023, such as the Mutated Event System, followed by a mysterious arena and the Milkman mission. Moreover, it seems like Season 12 is already being developed. To finish off, I will show you some curiosities, such as new Nuka Colas which are no longer coming, and plenty of cut content. Alright then, let's dive into the good stuff, shall we? In this past week, data miner Rot and I have been inspecting the latest game files in great detail, and to our surprise, we found some very intriguing entries. Starting by the revelation that mutated events are or could be coming in 2023. Now, I posted a tease about the matter on my Twitter, and some of you guys have been asking for details about this new system, but right now it's basically impossible to provide an exact answer, and that's because there's not a lot of information available yet. Bethesda is clearly at an early stage of development for this new feature, and all I can say or show you are the existing assets, such as this mutated animated icon featuring some sort of DNA segment, as well as a few files suggesting this is like an add-on or an upgrade for public events. My understanding of these entries is that public events will be able to become mutated. In other words, enemies for such events will spawn with mutations, like new abilities or traits, just like it happens in daily ops already. We also found this other file with mutated bonus rewards, which suggests mutated public events will either provide additional rewards or new unique ones. Again, exactly like daily operations. I feel like Bethesda is trying to extend the concept from there into the open world, aka public events. I could be wrong, but that's the feeling I have after analyzing these files. Well, it's definitely looking interesting in my opinion, but it's too soon to draw any conclusions. Remember, these files are subject to any changes, nothing is set in stone, and for all we know right now, this is just an early prototype of something big. In this case, of the upcoming mutated public events, which, if everything was right, should be part of the content calendar for 2023. Something else we discovered is about a new mission called the Milkman, and just like the name itself, the files look just as bizarre. I have absolutely no idea why is Bethesda working on this one, but they clearly are. Right now, the mission is labeled as a test quest, but it's pretty developed already. For instance, the main file refers that the initial objective is to collect 4 bottles of milk. Well, that makes perfect sense, I would say. Who would tell the Milkman mission would ask players to collect milk? Anyway, there are a few other objectives set too, such as reaching a specific location and then waiting for a monster to spawn. As for the quest reward, Bethesda added something hilarious. You are now the cream of the crop. It's literally what's in the file. I'm not making it up. I would say they are trolling us or something, but this is probably just a placeholder for the real reward coming later on, unless that's a new type of buff. But I don't think so. A little humor doesn't hurt anyone, right? As for context on this mission, I guess only time will tell us what is it really for, or if it's another one of these missions which will never see the light of the day. The Nuka World on Tour DLC is surely bringing a lot of hidden surprises, and another one we found is about his mysterious arena key. The asset even comes with a red rocket toy as a keychain trinket, and honestly, we have no idea what is this for. The main file is labeled as debug, and one of the title keywords seem to be a developer's name. So this might be just another internal testing file, but it could also be the key to something bigger in the literal sense. Perhaps Bethesda is working on a new arena for real this time. After all, developers don't need keys to access parts of the game. That doesn't really exist. Moreover, I want to mention here that there is a very old arena system in the game files, which was never published, of course. It's called Arena Contestant, and it features 2 teams, blue and red. This system has been in the game files for some 3 years, I think. So who knows, maybe Bethesda is finally picking up the pieces for this old arena, or it could be they are working on something entirely new and different. I think it would be a great addition to 76 though, if we could get some sort of real arena PvP just like most MMOs have, especially now with hacked and legacy gear getting fixed. What do you think about this concept though? Let me know in the comments. Alright, now let's move on to some new features arriving soon with the Nuka World on Tour DLC. One of them is the Scouts banner, which is currently part of Season 11's free rewards. It's even on the website already, so in a way, it has been officially announced. However, Bethesda has remained silent about this new item, especially about how it works and what buffs can you unlock with it. So here I come to the rescue. It's actually a very complex item, probably the most complicated buff we got so far in 76, but you will soon understand what I mean. So the Scout's banner is a new consumable item which lasts for 1 hour, and it has an area of effect similar to the lunchbox, which means nearby players can also get the banner once you pop it up. Now, what buffs can you get from the Scout's banner? Well, that's the complicated part. It's like a buff with 2 main buffs, which can unlock 5 other buffs. It's so messy that Bethesda added an extensive document with 2 full pages in the game files. Just look at that. In here, they describe all these different buffs, as well as the rules, the specifics, the exceptions. Yeah, feel free to pause the video and read it if you wish to know every little bit of information. But for the sake of this video, let's keep it simple. Nuka and I came up with this visual graphic which sums up how it all works. Whenever you use a Scout's banner, you will trigger 2 effects: the Scout's Courage, which self-revives your character every 5 minutes, as well as the Scout's Call, a unique buff which can have a 5 to 20% chance to trigger a Scout's Code every time you kill an enemy. As for the Scout's Code, it's basically the name given to this new group of 5 buffs with their own effects and icons. Teamwork restores 100% AP/stamina, Survival restores 20% HP, Innovation repairs 10% of a weapon's durability, Discovery highlights enemies for 5 seconds, and Research repairs 10% of an armor's durability. The details for each buff are in the document shown previously, so I will not go there, otherwise we could talk on for 10 minutes straight, at least. So yeah, this is how the Scout's banner will work. I know it sounds complicated, and honestly, I'm not sure why did Bethesda choose such a confusing system, especially since the first version of this feature was much more simplified. But it is what it is, I suppose. As for the in-game animation, this item will have its own animations, as shown here, as well as a unique pop sound, just like lunchboxes do. However, the flag will change depending on which buff you end up triggering first. Lastly, I'm not 100% sure about the buff stacking abilities. Can you get all 5 buffs at once? That is the question. The description surely suggests so, but since I cannot test in-game, I can't tell you for sure. Either way, this item is introducing a new range of utility buffs, and I'm sure a lot of you guys will definitely enjoy them during your adventures. Moving forward, Season 12 is many months ahead of release, but according to the game files, Bethesda seems to be working on the upcoming rewards for the first season of 2023 already. There's really not much there yet, as you can see. There's only one item labeled as Season 12, the Nuka Cola sheet tent. Whatever it might be, it doesn't seem to have an asset yet, a visual. Plus, it seems to be a dropout reward from Season 11, since it's all about Nuka World. Still, I think this is enough evidence on how Bethesda is already working on their next season. They surely waste no time when it comes to the Atomic Shop and seasons. Following the content coming with the Nuka World on Tour DLC, I discovered that Bethesda created 2 new challenge-based events similar to the recent ones we had in-game with the pit, such as the call to action. The first new event is called Nuka-Connoisseur, and it's basically all about drinking or trying the different flavors of Nuka Cola. As shown, the new challenges request players to drink each single flavor live, including the new Nuka Cola twist. Anyhow, this new challenge event seems to be rather incomplete, especially because the weekly and event entries do not seem to include a unique reward as per usual, or any rewards at all. So in my view, there are basically 3 options here. 1, the event will go live as it is with no unique rewards. 2, the event will go live later on with a small rewards update. Or 3, the event will be dismissed altogether and changed into cut content. Well, I guess we will find out the final destination for this event sooner rather than later. Now, the second new challenge event I discovered is definitely coming live and with a new unique reward. It's called the Free Camera event, dedicated to the new cam feature with the same name, and it's introducing a huge range of new challenges where players have to build all sorts of items while using the free cam mode. It's as straightforward as it can get. However, I noticed something strange about unique rewards here. Earlier this month, Bethesda had set the Nuka Cola food trailer as the final event reward for this one. It looks like this, by the way, in case you were wondering. But meanwhile, Bethesda changed their minds and replaced the old reward with a new one. Currently, players will be able to unlock the festive holiday village house for the new Miniature Village collection, which I have recently showcased in my Christmas and New Year item preview for 2022. Check it out if you want. The new item looks like this. It's a very small green and red house covered in snow. It's a cute miniature, that's for sure. But what's funny here is that Bethesda started with such a huge reward and ended up with a very small one. Well, then who knows? Perhaps the food trailer will be a reward for the previous event instead. It's entirely possible with Bethesda and all these changes lately. Following the new challenge-based events, I want to mention that Bethesda created dozens and dozens of new regular challenges too, mostly dedicated to the new content, such as for the new Nuka World public events, like completing them or taking a picture of the new Ultra-Sight Abomination boss. There's also many dedicated new challenges to the free cam mode, even outside of the event itself. Additionally, Bethesda created a few new random ones, such as eating a cobbler, which is not a pie. That one had a huge debate on social media not too long ago, so it's a funny challenge to see. There's also a few new challenges regarding Holiday Scorched, and even Fasna, just to let you know. Now, to satisfy your curiosity, let me inform you that Bethesda designed new Nuka Cola flavors for the Nuka World on Tour DLC, but sadly, most of them won't make it live. That's right, besides the Nuka Cola twist, all the other new flavors have been set to cut content already, as shown in the game files. Nuka Cola Void, Sunrise, Bomb Drop, Love, and Punch have all been discontinued for whatever reason. It's unknown. I even looked into each entry and I found out these new drinks were not completed. I'm showing a few examples here, and as you can see, there's like a bubblehead effect there as a effect for the Nuka Cola. It doesn't make any sense. So clearly Bethesda gave up on these new flavors very early on. It's a shame. Nuka World could really use all of these promising new flavors, but what can we do? Talking about cut content, I want to finish this batch of news with Nuka World event rewards, which will simply not make it into the live servers. Yep, there's plenty of new things Bethesda created, which ended up being scrapped in the end. Why? Nobody seems to know. Just like all these new items I'm showing here, which are now set as cut content for the new public events coming with Nuka World. They were all initially part of the rewards pool for such events, but then Bethesda scrapped them. Again, no idea why. They are static items, they look great, so it will remain a mystery. But this cut trend doesn't affect only new rewards, sadly. Let me give you a few other examples, such as the Nuka Mixer station. It was also removed. There was even a Nuka Cola Cheers emote and many other things also cut. Perhaps there were new bugs involved, else I can't think of a logical reason to disable so much new content. News time is about to be over, but not before the random bug of the video, which is this Invincible glowing Mothman. This is a pretty common bug with Mothman. They sometimes spawn as invisible creatures despite their red names, and no matter how much damage you inflict, they will simply never be defeated. Even when their HP bar gets depleted, it doesn't matter. They will survive and persist. The bad news is that this bug sometimes happens with other enemies too. Anyway, that's everything I had to report for the time being. There's so much content coming. It's crazy. I'm going to cover over 100 new free rewards soon. So stay tuned for that and for more news, of course. Alright, I'm Marty Branco. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe for more content like this. And a huge shout out to all my dear members and patrons. Alright then, I hope you are having a lovely one. Until next time, take care. Adios. Bye bye.